As many of you will already know, governments around the world have discovered that the combined learnings of the great economists of the last 300 years have actually been complete nonsense. Because actually all you have to do to solve your problems is print money and then use that money to buy the things we want. It's a pretty simple equation, the only problem is it doesn't work very well for the other 99% of the population. The very fact that the politicians and other government officials running the system are benefiting means that somebody has to be losing. There are no free lunches in this world, and somebody somewhere down the line is paying. The trick is really to make it so that the guy picking up the bill doesn't even know it. Before we get any further, if you're a crypto investor or just appreciate the way that blockchain technology is changing our world and would like to stay up to date with the industry changes, consider subscribing for just that. So anyway, when a government is printing money, the value that currency suddenly has isn't coming from Father Christmas or the Tooth Fairy, it's actually coming from the value of the existing supply. For example, say that you and I, along with 8 other individuals, set up our own country, and then we set up our own currency to trade with. Now if each of us start with 1,000 units of currency called Harry coins, everything is well and good. But then let's say that we hold an election and I am elected to look after the financial affairs of our new country, and one of my roles is ensuring a stable money supply. In theory, it's a good thing for our new society to have somebody looking after our financial interests, and it should benefit everybody. However, let's say that I decide that we need to print 1,000 more Harry coins and then use them to bail out our economy of its first recession. Again, all sounds good, and when I sell this policy to the public, I brand myself as being heroic and selfless and doing something great for our country. But actually, this system is completely open to abuse, as I decide where the money is spent and therefore who benefits. Instead of there being 10,000 Harry coins in circulation, like there was before, we now have 11,000 coins. But because the money was printed and not produced by real wealth creation, those 11,000 coins are chasing the same number of products and services, and so what we get is inflation. Your money is now worth 10% less because there is 10% more money in circulation and yet the same number of products in existence, the things that we are using our money to buy every day. Now let's take this conversation back to reality and consider this. Do you believe that the people in charge of printing and distributing into the economy new money have the interests of the average person at heart, or do you think that they are primarily interested in serving their own desires at the expense of others? Bitcoin, XRP, and other similar cryptos take this power away from these individuals and level the playing field, making the benefits derived from sound economic policy more democratic and evenly distributed, as opposed to being concentrated with those who have the economic backing and connections to use the system to their advantage. You see, with Bitcoin nobody controls the supply, it's decentralized, and therefore nobody can use his system to gain at the expense of others. The average person right now does not know that their government is actively diminishing the value of their savings and income by printing money and causing inflation. Mainstream media doesn't cover this topic simply because it's not profitable to write or broadcast about. This video may get 1,000 or so hits, but society is more concerned about the latest celebrity gossip or newest viral cat videos. The sad truth is, most people just don't want to hear about this sort of thing, but luckily there are people who do. I believe that personally with time the message will get out there, and that with this information increased adoption is highly likely. Another point is, when one person or a small group of people are in charge of printing and distributing money into society, implicit in this arrangement is the fact that they can choose which industries and actually which specific businesses they want to bail out and which they want to fail. And this then means that they can exchange favors in return for money, shares, or return favors. For example, let's say that you're a car maker and I'm the guy in charge of determining who gets the bailout and who doesn't. We could quite possibly make an arrangement where I give you a bailout and refuse any financial aid to your nearest competitor, and in return you give me $10 million in a bank account in some tax haven where the law is relaxed and favorable to this sort of thing. Or we could say that you make my nephew a director with a cushy job and $1 million salary. The fact is, the whole arrangement is open to abuse in a whole range of ways. I used to think that addressing individual lobbyists was the way forward, but actually I've come to believe that with the current state of the system the way it is, tackling individual cases of corruption or abuses of power is useless. Somebody else will just take their place. Blockchain technology, along with Bitcoin and others as well, take away this power and deal with the problem at its source. And this is actually why I got involved in blockchain and crypto in the first place. And don't get me wrong, I'm a crypto investor myself, and I do believe that there are some good investments to be made in the blockchain space. But investment aside, Bitcoin, XRP, and others aren't just investment vehicles, but actually vessels of change, and that's what really excites me. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.